everybody. Welcome to Marvin Gardens, October 2025. It is a somewhat crisp October day. It's cool, but it's not cold really. And it's a beautiful sunny blue sky. And I think we're as peak as we're going to get as far as fall leaf color is concerned. Maybe the drone video that I have not yet taken will reveal that. And what else? We are kind of 1 month into official fall, which means that's 1/3 of the way. And it seems like we've really turned the corner from summer to fall, because pretty much every day now when we step outside it feels fall-like. But let's see what's going on in the garden. There's not much, but there's still stuff to go, so here we go. And if we look around here, I don't see any my usual participants around here, but I know they're around because I brought them out. These are garlic chives, Asian leeks, and they are, definitely starting to pop seeds here. And then there's, of course, the ratty-looking pond irises, which is typical for this time of year. We still have not brought in all the onions that have been drying out here. They've been drying so nicely, it's like, why bring them inside? Just come out here when we need some. Although, as you can see, some of them are sprouting, which means that they're probably not good to store. But nothing else is going on in the greenhouse. There's Mr. Franklin. He's walking around, kind of enjoying himself. And there's Mr. Ranger. He's enjoying himself. I won't mention the fact that he's peeing for the camera, but up here we got only really one planter that's showing petunias. The rest of them just, I think my watering system kind of broke down, and they're just not getting anything. And this mess of garbage is a bunch of pond irises that we have to get out of there so they don't get established there. We've also got carrots. We've harvested a bunch, but we have a bunch coming in. And this row is daikon radishes, and we've pulled a bunch of those, and there's a bunch that I just left because I think they might come in bigger. But I can't see, well, maybe can I look down here? There you can see a couple. Those will be worth harvesting in a little while. Now, remember last time when we had all kinds of leaves, but I couldn't find any cauliflower heads? Well, within a couple of weeks, all the cauliflower heads came in. That's a good looking one right there. That's almost ready to be pulled. I decided to leave it out here because it was getting a little bit bigger. But I think I have, some harvest baskets to show them off. But they came in like gangbusters. We got a bunch of nice heads, which is unusual for, October. Usually they come in a lot earlier. There's a couple of plants there that are green cabbage plants, but they don't have heads. They're just, the leaves were so healthy that I figured I'd just let them grow for a while. And We got broccoli here and mini broccoli. The mini broccoli, we keep letting it go beyond its effective lifestyle, beyond its effective life. In other words, come over to snap off the stems, and they just bend over instead, which means they're probably a little too tough to eat. There's some red broccoli back there too, but it's not doing much anymore. This is where all the red cabbage used to be, and we did. I harvested them all a little while ago, and we decided to do 15 pounds down to the local food bank. So that was fun because there were more red cabbage than we could do something with. That brings us back to the herb garden proper, and everything is looking kind of tired. That's more Asian leeks, which are definitely seeding at this point. This is oregano that's long past being worth anything, as is this basil, which is just a few stalks, and I really don't see much. I guess there's a little rosemary down here. If I look there, and there's still some thyme coming in. What you doing, boy? Frankie's not always sure where he is because he's got some vision challenges, but he's doing okay. He still manages to get his way around. The dill is done for, as is the thyme that was down at this end. We've got the Pet Memorial area looking not too bad. And the sun is low in the horizon, as it should be expected for this time of day at this time of year. Not much to see in the compost heap. Oh, I do want to show you one thing. I believe that these plants right here are avocado sprouts that came from discarded avocado pits. I thought about digging them out and putting them in pots, but I don't know if it's even worth it. Now, this time you can see all kinds of Waltham butternut squash. We have pulled a couple of them that the stems and the stalks were brown and or dead, but I haven't pulled the rest of them because, well, the stems still have some green on them. So, and they're not going to get nipped by frost in there. So now the okra is showing the age that it is, or the season that we're in. It's slowing down dramatically. Few leaves and even fewer pods. The tomatoes are doing okay. You can see some green ones back in there, and Benina's been pulling them out because we don't want to wait for the first frost before we pull those out. Under there somewhere are I think the last two remaining eggplant. But again, until we get really threatened with the frost, no reason to pull them. And then we got all our peppers, which are just still going strong. I mean, I've probably got some harvest baskets, but you can see from the thickness of the bushes, um, how they're doing just fine. They have not been touched by any kind of frost and are going great. These are all volunteer borage, and we haven't done much with them, but they look great and they're not interfering with anything else, so we let them go. We still have a summer squash that's alive, and that's zucchini, but none of those zucchinis are going to amount to anything, so. But it's still alive, so we're leaving them there. All right, so that brings us to, well, first of all, those sunflowers, of which I can't quite remember the name, are totally done for. And all these tall branching sunflowers, which are volunteers, are also totally done for. Now, we've had trouble all season with the Brussels sprouts, but if you look really closely at that one, even though it's not very tall, it's got a few Brussels sprouts on them, and they look big enough to eat. The other ones back there are at least tall enough to maybe produce some Brussels sprouts, but I don't really see any in there, and it's not worth stepping over the fence to find out. So then we've had kind of limited results with all our flowers. I think I planted them too thinly. Now we still got these nice calendulas coming in, bright orange in this case, and as a matter of fact, we got some very tall strawflower buds, but not much of a harvest. And then I have not taken down the corn stalks yet. I'm in no hurry to do that. As you remember, we got a very nice harvest, but they're all obviously quite all done for. What do you see out there, boy? You seeing something? All right. This is a fine crop of weeds. Again, this is a gardener problem, not getting out here to pull that stuff up and or till everything in, but we'll get around to that eventually. Just had other projects going on. These are all ground cherries, and they've been doing great. They're starting to look a little worse for the wear, but still producing lots of edible ground cherries. Franklin is usually on top of that, but he probably is having a little trouble finding them. So lots of oversized scallions, the ones that are green there, and lots of super neglected, past their prime, maybe not even harvestable leeks, all that stuff that looks droopy and yellow. But that's the way it goes sometimes. And here's the back side of the Waltham butternut squash. We're done with the cucumbers. We did the last couple of them a little while back. But that's all for that season. And this is all marsh, of course, that we're walking past. And if I look out here, there is a sun-drenched asparagus patch. We did not harvest any asparagus. I kind of made this a regrowth season, and I think there's a lot more plant out there than what we used to have. So hopefully next year we'll get some harvesting going on. In fact, it should be their earliest harvest of. Oh well, there I am. Hello, everybody. All right, what was I saying? Oh yeah, asparagus is one of the earliest harvests to come in. So maybe we'll get some next year. These are hanging pots with some dianthus in them and some ivy, but none of it seems to be doing very well anymore. Maybe it's not getting hit by the water anymore. Maybe it's just past its prime. But there's the old fire pit. Unfortunately, we haven't been doing very many fire pits. Again, just doing other things all summer long. And we got a not too bad looking hammock out here waiting for someone to lie in it. We'll see if somebody does. And this water feature, could you hear the pump buzzing? Needs some attention. The water's quite a ways down. This is the other water feature. Same as it was last time. It's sort of engulfed by honeysuckle. But yeah, maybe next year we'll fix those around a little bit. I don't think we need to look at anything else here right now, but I will. That's impatience, and it's a little bit unusual to have those guys doing well at this time of year, because usually we've had a frost that would absolutely devastate them, but all of them, including that one over there, are doing fine. Because we haven't had a significant frost, a little bit on the windshields, that's about it. And the pond here, if I can step over here without falling in, you can see Mr. Koi, he's happily under there. Hold on a second while I dismiss this reminder. The water is getting a little bit tea stained because of the leaves that have fallen into it, but I don't think the leaves have come down enough to warrant going in there and sucking them up with a vacuum. And as you can see, our geridum, I think maybe they're called, still blooming fine. And the pond is definitely showing that it's beyond its summer glory. But we do have a couple of pots of mumps that don't look too bad, all things considered. Not much else to show you back here. The impatiens are still okay under the wishing well. Nothing to see over there. I mean, that's where I'm trying to grow grass, where the pool used to be. There's nothing to look at as far as fruit trees go, as you remember from last time. So we'll just kind of make our way back here. Hopefully I'm not stumbling too much or tripping or jerking the camera around. And we'll head back to where we started. I'm looking for dachshunds. Oh, there's one. Hi, Ranger. Good boy. What do you think? You like being out in the garden? I'm glad that there's not a ton of tomatoes for you to eat and then throw up. So, but that's more information that you probably wanted to know. All right, so here we are, back at the fire pit. Oh, excuse my grunting and everything. Let me, I don't see Frankie anywhere, but let me turn this around if I can figure out how to do that. And see if, oh, maybe I can sit over here. It might be a better backdrop. And as usual, through all my rambling, hoping that I've got some drone footage. I haven't shot it. I do have a trail cam video that I've already put together, and it's got some highlights, like the first time I ever got 5 raccoons in one shot. Not sure where they all came from. What else? You'll see that the yearlings, or the former Bambis, none of them have spots anymore. We've got sightings of at least one 8-point buck sighted a few times. And then there's one very dark / black, unidentifiable roly-poly kind of animal. And I have not been able to figure out what it is, either from the still or the video. So you'll probably see that. Maybe you have some ideas on what it actually is. And we have a sighting of a Tasmanian devil, if you remember from the Warner Brothers cartoons. At least that's what it looks like. You'll see when it comes around. I don't know that there's anything else really of significance in the trail cam, but it's always a little bit entertaining. I'm hopefully going to catch us at peak color, which isn't very peaky this year because it's been so dry. But with the drone, which I don't know if I have time to try to do that today, but if not, tomorrow. Because the weather's been consistently nice. Lots of sunshine, at least upper 50s. And today and yesterday, hopefully tomorrow, it's been calm, so that's good drone weather. But I don't know who's who over there. That's Ranger. Still don't see Frankie, but he's around. All right, so as is always, I'm a rambling, and but that's it. This is Marvin Gardens, October 2025. And it's really kind of a delightful fall day out here. And we'll see you next month, which will be post-Halloween, which will mean we're into the holiday season and staring down the barrel of Thanksgiving. So that'll be exciting. It's always nice to slip into that season, as even as hectic as it sometimes is. All right, I've rambled enough. The sun is dipping down. I might try and put up the drone, but you don't care whether I do it today or tomorrow, as long as it gets incorporated into the garden video, right? So this is Marvin Gardens, October 2025. As always, we hope you're having a great fall and or autumn, whichever you prefer. And we'll see you next month in November as we race into the holiday season. So bye, y'all. See you later. Have a nice fall and enjoy your entrance into the holidays, whichever ones you celebrate. Bye. That is. Here he is, Mr. Franklin. He wasn't sure where he was, but now he is. And I'm going to give him some treats for coming over and sitting with Daddy. Right, boy? All right. Now, really, goodbye.